A bodybuilder, you know that you don't want to become a bodybuilder. You just want to build muscle, lose body fat. You want to live a long, healthy life, and you want to be functional. Now, I know a lot of men, they have back issues. So they're watching the young, studly guys on the leg press or back squats, barbell back squats, and they can't do that. Legs are a tough muscle group to work anyway, whether you're young, old, or somewhere in between. There's a reason why they say, hey, don't skip leg day. But it becomes especially challenging when you're older. It becomes especially challenging when you have some back issues. Can't do all that heavy leg press or that barbell squat. So one thing that I'll continually bring to you are exercises that are more geared to you, your busy life, your age, your physical limitations. All right, if you do, and I think for legs, we got to work them. All right, we may not be able to work them as heavily as we used to or we want to, or certainly what some of those young, passionate fitness experts are, but we need to work them. And that's to be functional. It's to be functional as we get older. We've got to work our legs. And I really believe these goblet squats are a good way. You know, you can lighten the weight, just concentrate on the form, feel, and execution, working your muscles. Right? Like I said, you can lighten the weight and challenge yourself, right? With the rep scheme, with the amount of weight, that at the end you're really taxed. Right, so let me show you these goblet squats. Again, right. So, you know, when you get the weight, you know, it may take you a couple times to, you know, really position it where it's centered with your body, not too out in front, not too awkward where you're spending a lot of energy just holding the dumbbell, right? Getting the right amount of weight to start off with is important, right? So probably the key to doing this are keeping your eyes up and even your chin up all throughout the movement, on the way down, but also on the way up. Right? Our body tends to follow where our eyes go. So even if you're looking forward, we have a tendency to maybe move forward. If we look down, we have a tendency to move down. It's really important that we stay back, our shoulders back, our chest up, our shoulders back, and we drop our butt more than really think about the legs. Right? Another thing that's really important is I do not put my weight evenly distributed in my feet, right? The weight is way in the back, and I'm actually, the weight is, as I come up, I'm actually pushing through my heels, trying to get as much weight in my heels as possible, on the way down and on the way up, right? Right, as far as the weight is concerned, you know, I'm not claiming that this is going to be just as challenging as barbell back squats, but again, if you're limited with what you can do because of back conditions that happen when we get older, all right, you can play with the weight. You want to use as much weight as you can comfortably do that's going to challenge you. And what you can't do in weight, you do in reps, all right? So if you can't train heavily, you've got to remember this. It's not like how much weight you lift. It's not necessarily so much about form as people think. And certainly there isn't a magic rep scheme that builds muscle or cuts up your legs or whatever, right? It's that combination between the amount of weight you're using and how it feels at the end. So if you have a lighter weight, you're going to have to do more reps. But as long as it challenges you at the end of the set, that's just as productive as using more weight with fewer reps. I'll take you over to my 𝗡𝗲𝗋𝗋.com site. See, I've got so many videos over there, so many podcasts for you if you're a man who's a little bit older and you have a busy, productive life. Got a lot of information there for you. All right, so thank you. One variation that I do, and this is just great. If you're older, you're thinking about mobility, being functional as you're older, and it's these BOSU balls. Now, you can do any exercise on this. It adds the element of functionality that we need. And so you can do this exercise on the Bosu ball too. A little bit more challenging if just the goblet squats by themselves aren't challenging enough for you. I love this Bosu ball. All right, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. All right, and that's great. If you do full body workouts, you need to get a quick workout in, you've got a busy life. All right, and you can do a lot of exercise on it. Might want to try that if you have access to one. You'll start seeing me in addition to the traditional weight training, barbells, dumbbells, machines. I'll be doing exercises. I know a lot of men as they're older, a lot of things like the shoulders and the knees and the hips aren't working the way they should. And I'll demonstrate some alternatives. All right. So that's going to do it for this live workout. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Thank you so much for joining me. Click that link in my bio, and it'll take you over to my 𝗡𝗲𝗹𝗽𝗱 website.